Are you still using words like a lotta, amazing, or about in your IELTS essays? If so, that's one of the biggest reasons students get stuck at a band 6.5 instead of achieving a band 8. In today's lesson, we're going to upgrade your IELTS writing task to vocabulary, going from basic to advanced, and we'll focus only on words that start with the letter A. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to replace those simple words with academic, band-boosting alternatives, making you sound like a native academic writer. Let's begin. In IELTS writing, vocabulary is huge. It counts for a full 25% of your total score. Using advanced, precise, and formal words is your ticket to sounding more academic and hitting those higher bands. So today, we're going to cover basic versus advanced vocabulary. Specifically for the letter A, I'll give you plenty of examples that you can use in your essays immediately. I highly recommend you note them down and practice using them in your next writing task to essay. Alright, let's go step by step, word by word, and transform your vocabulary. First up, instead of a lot of, try using a significant number of 4 things you can count, or a considerable amount of 4 things you can't. For example, a basic sentence might be, a lot of people believe education is important. Let's upgrade that to, a significant number of individuals believe education is essential for development. It sounds much more formal, right? Next, let's replace able to. You can use capable of or competent in. Instead of saying, students are able to handle stress, you could say, students are capable of managing academic pressure effectively. What about the word about? It's a bit too casual for an essay. Use regarding, concerning, or with respect to instead. So, change. This essay is about pollution. To this essay discusses issues concerning environmental pollution. See the difference? Moving on to agree. Instead of just saying, I agree, try more powerful words like acknowledge, concur, or advocate. For example, I agree that education is important becomes much stronger as I fully concur that education plays a pivotal role in personal growth. How do you express anger in a formal way? Instead of angry, use words like frustrated, outraged, or annoyed. A sentence like people are angry about the new law can be elevated to, citizens are outraged by the recent governmental regulations. For the word answer, when it's a noun, you can use response, solution, or explanation. Don't say, the answer to this problem is simple. Instead, write, the most effective solution to this issue is education reform. Let's look at afraid. In academic writing, we don't often express fear. It's better to use words like concerned, apprehensive, or uneasy. So, many people are afraid of climate change transforms into, many individuals are deeply concerned about the impacts of climate change. What about the word always? This can be a very strong and sometimes inaccurate word. For a more nuanced and academic tone, use consistently, continually, or without fail. For instance, technology always helps students learn becomes technology consistently enhances students' learning experiences. Next is amazing. This word is far too informal for an IELTS essay. Let's swap it for remarkable, exceptional, or impressive. So, instead of this idea is amazing, you could write, this concept presents a remarkable solution to global challenges. Let's upgrade the word ask. In a formal context, it's better to use inquire, request, or seek information. The basic sentence, the government asked people for feedback, sounds much more professional as the government requested public feedback on the proposed policy. Instead of just achieve, try using accomplish, attain, or realize. For example, students achieve their goals through hard work can be improved too. Students can attain academic success through consistent effort. What about the word add? A great way to level this up is to use include, incorporate, or integrate. So, don't write. You can add examples to make your essay better. Instead, say, writers should incorporate relevant examples to strengthen their arguments. Moving on, to allow more sophisticated alternatives are permit, enable, or facilitate. For example, instead of technology allows people to work from home, you could write, technology enables remote work, facilitating greater flexibility. Now, let's look at the verb to answer. We can replace it with respond, address, or clarify. So, he answered the question correctly becomes much more academic as he responded accurately to the examiner's inquiry. And finally, our last word for today, avoid. Let's use stronger verbs like prevent, refrain from, or deter. Instead of saying, we should avoid using plastic. A more powerful statement is, we must refrain from using plastic to protect the environment. Now that you've learned 15 advanced words, starting with A, your next and most important task is practice. Choose one IELTS essay topics, something like education or the environment, and try to rewrite a paragraph using these new advanced words. Remember a few key things. Use them naturally in context. Avoid just memorizing and dropping in phrases, and always focus on accuracy and variety. That's how you'll genuinely boost your lexical resource score and impress the examiner. So, that was our lesson on basic versus advanced IELTS vocabulary. the letter A edition. We'll continue this series with the letter B next week. If you found this video useful, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more Band 8 Plus vocabulary lessons, and comment below which letter you want to see next: B, C, or D. Let's keep learning, keep improving, and get that Band 8